Our international events programme, we have two programmes. One's very international focused. We look at return on investment of 8 to 1. We very much benchmark that around the world, and the people that I would look at in terms of benchmarking would be Victoria Major Events in Melbourne, Sport Denmark in Europe, Denver and Colorado have done some fantastic work, and our colleagues in England, including UK Sport. And we pretty much all work around those figures. And that is in terms of net additional benefits. We're not talking about people that would go if they live in Scotland already. We're talking about people that come in from outside of Scotland and have a net additional benefit. So a case study, a small case study, mountain bikes. As you know, Scotland has some fantastic terrain. Mountain bikes is now very well established as a leading destination around the world. In fact, both the World Cup and the World Championships in Fort William have been established as the best in the world as a venue. And some facts and figures for you. We've now had that since 2002. It attracted the World Championships in 2007, which was the biggest and best ever. 40,000 people over 3 days, 1.9 million into the local economy. Now, for those of you who know Fort William, that's a huge impact. And believe it or not, they coped admirably. Because I think the one thing that Scotland and the UK do is deliver great events. We don't blow our trumpet very well, but having just come back from Delhi, having seen the challenges we faced in Delhi, particularly around the bureaucracy, I have to say I think the UK and Scotland are way up in the high league, and I have every confidence that London 2012, Glasgow 2014 and Gleneagles 2014 will be, if not the best, some of the best events ever established in those genres. I think another thing that's quite interesting for us is in terms of the international TV platform, and I'll talk about that in more detail in terms of reach versus look. And that's the way I describe it, because for me, it's about how many people watch it. Households that can see it is irrelevant, because there are many households in the world that have access to those channels. But how many people actually watched it, which is the most important thing in terms of destination postcarding. MTV crashes Glasgow. This will appeal to you this well. P. Diddy. Any P. Diddy fans in the room? The girls amongst you? No? Okay. We have an aspiration to bring the European Music Awards back to Scotland. Scotland is a contemporary, vibrant place. EMAs were in Edinburgh in 2003. Glasgow now is a UNESCO City of Music. It has 123 music gigs a week. If any of you have lived in Glasgow, it's a great place in that respect. But also, out of the EMAs will come huge economic value, both in terms of the week. In 2003, it was reported to be about 8.9 million impact on Edinburgh. Now, it's interesting, I'll probably have a chat with Donald tonight over dinner about the whole measurement issue, because I think the measurement issue is probably the greatest challenge we have within our industry in terms of what are we measuring, how are we measuring it, and then how are we actually portraying that in terms of facts and figures. And I think for me at present, in terms of the current austerity and economic climate, that's the greatest challenge for the events industry in the world, and certainly is in Scotland, to demonstrate to government that there's real value out of what we do.